Hello children, I hope you all are fit and fine and doing good at home. Now today we are going to start a new chapter, that is active and passive voice. Now what's the meaning of active voice and passive voice? Let's see that. Active voice, when the subject does the action in a sentence. It means action done by the subject. Now over here, whatever action is going on, it should be on the object. So always remember that in an active voice, subject and object should be there. Example, she plays football. Now over here, she is your subject and football object. Okay, so when the subject does the action in a sentence, it is called your active voice. Now let's see what's the meaning of passive voice. Passive voice meaning when the subject is being acted upon in a sentence. Action done on the object by the subject. Now over here the word by is important while writing passive voice. Let's see this with the help of an example. Football is played by her. Now over here in active voice, it is straightforward. She plays football. But while converting from active to passive, we will going to take object first and then at the end we will going to write the subject by using the word by. Football is played by her. This is what active and passive voice meaning. Now, while converting from active voice to the passive voice, we have to follow one formula. For all the tenses, we are going to use that formula. Let's see that formula. Active voice formula. Subject plus verb. Now over here we will going to use the main verb. We use auxiliary verbs, helping verbs also, but over here with the auxiliary verbs or with the helping verbs we will going to see the main verb also. So over here main verb is important. So the formula of active voice is subject plus main verb plus object. Now see the example. She, subject, main verb, plays and object, football. See, according to the formula, I have written this. She plays football. Now, converting from active to passive, what formula we are going to do? Object plus verb third form plus by plus subject. Now over here, whatever the object we have in an active voice, that will become your passive subject. Object of active voice will become your passive subject in the passive voice. Then we have V3. Now V3 means the third form of the verb. In active voice we use only main verb. But over here we are going to use the third form of the verb, that is ed, en, on form. Then followed by and then subject. It means that active voice object will become, the passive subject will come in front and the subject of active voice will go at the back in the passive voice. So according to the formula of active and passive voice, we have to convert. Now, we will going to learn the tenses, all three tenses, past, present and future tenses. That how to convert present tense active voice to the present tense passive voice. How to convert past tense active voice to passive voice. Same with the future.
But before starting present, active and passive voice, children, let's have a look to these auxiliary verbs, that how we are going to follow the rules of changing the auxiliaries verb from active to passive voice. See the first one, present indefinite. Now suppose if do, does, or s or es form of verb is there in an active voice, then while converting into passive voice, we are going to use is, am, are as auxiliary verbs. If singular, then is. If suppose we are using I, then am, and if plural, are. Next we have present continuous. If in an active voice, auxiliary verbs are is, am, are along with ing form of the verb, then we will going to use is, am, are plus being, either is being or am being or are being. Third category, present perfect. In present perfect, we use has, have. But while converting present perfect active into present perfect passive voice, we are going to use either has been or have been. So according to the subject, we are going to use. If subject is he, she, it, or any name, then we are going to use has been. If I, we, you, they, then we are going to use have been in the passive voice. Last, present perfect continuous. If an active voice is in present perfect continuous, that is has been or have been, then we will going to use has been being or have been being. One thing, children, you just remember that present perfect continuous active and passive voice is your rare sentence.
Now first tense we will going to start, and that is your present tense. Now in present tense we will going to see all four categories of present. That is present indefinite, present continuous, present perfect and present perfect continuous. Children, always remember that the last category of present, past and future, that is present perfect continuous tense. In present perfect continuous tense, active and passive sentences are rare sentences. We hardly use. So present perfect continuous tense will be your rare active and passive sentence. Okay, so let's see the first and the second category. First category of present is present indefinite. Now in present indefinite, as I showed you the chart, do, does. Now do, does means the main verb like plays, goes, runs, okay, jumps. So if these types of words are there, then how we will going to convert that? As I told you that we will going to use the helping verbs also along with the main verbs, and in the chart I showed you. So according to the chart and according to the formula, we have to convert. What's the formula of passive voice? Object as passive subject plus third form of the verb plus by and plus subject. So again the same sentence, she plays football. This is your present indefinite active voice. Now we have to convert this active into present indefinite passive voice. So according to the formula we are going to write. Okay, the football is an object in the active will become your passive subject. Now football is singular, it's not plural. So we have to see this also. Whatever object we are using as passive subject, whether that passive subject is singular or plural. If it is singular, then we are going to use is. If it is plural, then we are going to use are. So over here, football is singular. So we are going to use is. Football is. Now, plays. Third form I told you while writing passive voice. So, plays will change into played. And then by. Now over here we cannot write she. She will change into her. So this is your passive voice. She plays football. Change this into passive. Football is played by her. Got it? Now next, present continuous. ing form of the verb. Same formula we are going to see, and according to the chart which I showed you, that we are going to follow. She is playing football. This is active voice, present continuous active voice. Again, according to the formula of passive voice, football, singular, is. Now in the chart, if present continuous is, am, are will going to change into is, am, are plus being, B-E-I-N-G, being. So football is being. Playing will change again, third form, played by her. This is your passive voice. This being played means continuous of passive. Clear? So she is playing football. Convert this into passive of present continuous. Football is being played by her. I hope these two categories of present, it's clear to everyone. Now let's move on to the third category and the fourth category. Now next is present perfect, has or have. Now first, she has played the football. This is your active voice. She subject, has we have used because it is perfect, played because it is perfect, that is why we have used the ed, on form of the verb, and then football as your object. Now convert this into passive, the football. Now again, football is singular, so for singular in perfect we use has, okay, and for plural we use have. So the football has. Now over here, while converting from active to passive in the present perfect, according to the chart, what we are going to use? We are going to use being. According to the chart, if in the active voice it is has or have, in the passive voice it will become has been or have been. So the football has been played by her. This is your passive voice. Clear? Next, present perfect continuous, and see, rare. This active and passive of present perfect continuous is your rare sentence. She has been playing the football. This is your active voice. Convert this into passive. First we are going to write passive subject, the football. Again football is singular, has. While converting from active to passive in the present perfect continuous, according to the chart, what we are going to write? We are going to write has been being. Has been being. Then third form of the verb, played by her. This is how we convert from active to passive in the present tense. Now I have taken the same example. She plays football. She is playing football. She has played the football. She has been playing the football. So only she as subject. If it is he, if it is any name, if it is we, then according to the subject we have to see the helping verbs. If it is I, then I am. If it is you, then you are. So like this you have to see. Over here all the subjects are she. That is why I have used her. That is why I have used is, then has, like this. Clear this much? Now children,
let's see some more examples and try to solve it. Then how we can convert all these categories of present tense from active to passive. The first, present indefinite, as we have already done. He plays football. Football is played by him or her, like this. Next, I have watched this movie. Now, I have watched this movie. This is which category of present? This is present perfect tense. And according to the chart, what we are going to do? If it is has or have in an active voice, then it will change into has been or have been. Let's do the answer. According to the formula we are going to. Okay, now over here, this movie, this is an object in an active voice, but while writing the passive voice, this will become as passive subject. So this movie. Now over here we have to see this. Movie, not movies. It means we are going to use singular helping verb, that is has. This movie has been, third form of the verb, watched by. Now over here it is I. Then I will change into me. So the passive voice of present perfect is this movie has been watched by me. Okay, now see the next one. I have been asking you since morning. Now this is which category? The last category, the fourth category, present perfect continuous category. I told you now, this type of active and passive voice is your rare sentence. So let's find the answer. Now over here, I is your subject and you object. So we are going to bring you as passive subject. You. Now, why I am using have? Because in tenses according to the subject, like with he, she, it or any name, we use has. With I, we, you, they, we use have. That is why with you I am using have. You have been being. This is what we have in our chart. If in an active voice in present perfect continuous, if we have been and then ing form of the verb, then it will change into have been being, and the ing form of the verb will change into third form. So asking will change into ask. You have been being asked by, again over here I is there, so it will change into me, by me, and then since morning. Clear? So you have been being asked by me since morning. Clear? Now, last one. We are watching this movie. Now over here, we is subject and this movie object. And this is which category? It's a present continuous category. So this movie, this is object. It will become your passive subject in the passive voice. This movie. Now movie again, it's a singular. So we are going to use is, not are. So this movie is being, watching will change into third form, watched by, we changes into us. So the passive voice of present continuous is this movie is being watched by us. I hope present tense of active and passive voice is clear to each and every one. Now in the next part, in the second part, we will continue this chapter
and we will going to learn how to convert past active into past passive as well as future active into future passive. And then we'll move on that how to convert interrogative active voice into interrogative passive. Till then, take care everyone. Have a nice day. Thank you.